Hold on. Okay, none of that. None of that. None of that. All right. Oh shit! I gotta hook up. I gotta hook up my mic. I got no sound. Go. Okay. Now we got sound. I hope. All right. We'll put you right there. All right. We're getting ready here. Let's go to my Facebook. Okay. Okay. Countdown clock is done. So whether I'm ready or not, it's time to go. So, hi, hello. My name's Tim, and this is it's my weekly podcast. I'm calling it uh, Tim's Tuesday Transmission. So we're going to be transmitting live every Tuesday. So I have Tuesdays off of DoorDashing, so I thought that I would spend the time with you folks. So I have a couple of things I need to update you on, and then we'll get right into it. So one thing, if you're a Facebook follower of mine, if you're not following me on Facebook, please follow me on Facebook. You can find me. It's super easy. I got my first corporate sponsorship. I got contacted by Highboy to do a few videos for them, DoorDashing on one of their bikes. So we're working out the details, and so a video soon will be featuring their P6. It's got 60-mile range. I'm really excited to get it and see what it can do. I'm always excited to test out new electric vehicles because I do think that electric vehicles are the future. I think personal EVs are the future. I don't think everybody needs a car, especially nowadays. In case you been living under a rock, there are more bike paths being built, and there's been more roadways that are more accommodating to bikes and PEVs. So I'm excited for that. It looks like it's a great bike, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. So that's one one thing. The second thing is wow, what did I want to talk about? Whew. I have not had enough coffee yet today. The second channel announcement. So I was doing my podcast on Sundays, but I think I'm going to switch it to Tuesdays. Tuesdays, if you're a DoorDasher, Tuesdays suck. So I take Tuesdays off. I generally take Tuesdays and Sundays off. Those are my 2 days off. Okay, so let's get right into this. If you are a DoorDasher or a gig worker, I'm going to give you some valuable information today for free. All you got to do is watch and comment, and I'd love to have some conversations with some people if you're out there. I know it's 4 o'clock. A lot of people are still at work, but I figured this is a good time to kind of break the ice with Tim's Tuesday transition. So we're going to talk about 3 things today. And the 3 things are these: cherry picking, the new tiered system, and then the double delivery offers. We're going to talk about these 3 things today. So I wanted to start off with the new tiered program. If you are not familiar with DoorDash, um, we have switched to. They used to give perks. You used to get the oh God, what was it? It used to be the best dasher. If you got 70%, you were a top dasher. That's it. You were a top dasher, and uh, that was really the. If you're a top dasher, you could dash anytime, and that was really the only perk. So now, let's talk about the new tiered system, and they're calling it a reward system, but I'm calling it a control device. And I'm going to tell you why. So I did a live video a week ago about what I think DoorDash is doing as far as really promoting driver anxiety with their percentage rate and how they are calculating percentage rate. When I mean percentage, I mean acceptance rate. So I did a couple examples last week, and I'm going to continue on with my story. If you're not familiar with my last video, please go check it out. I would love some more comments on this. If you're a DoorDasher, if you're experiencing the same kind of anxiety, I would love to hear from you and hear kind of what you're doing to cope with this. Okay, so my story was I was hovering right around 75% last week, and it wasn't that hard to keep for a while. But then I noticed a trend, and the trend was doubles. So the new algorithm tries to give you as many doubles as it can. That's the new strategy. And I want you to think about this for a minute. Okay, so doubles. What do I mean by doubles? I mean, if you're at Taco Bell, you'll pick up 2 orders and you'll drop to 2 different locations. Or a double can be a pickup at McDonald's, pickup at Chipotle, and then you're going to deliver those to orders. Okay, so now we got that straight, what a double is. The thing that a lot of drivers, and if you're a new driver, I know you don't know this. So doubles are terrible for you as a driver. And there's 2 reasons why. So one, and if you're ordering DoorDash, I want you to pay attention to this too, because I want you to know what dashers are really going through to get you your food in a timely manner, and why we do count on those tips so much. So a double. If you do a double as a DoorDasher, if a double comes in, you're only getting 1 delivery fee. So you're delivering 2 things, but you're only getting $2. You're not getting $4, or you're not getting $2.50 and $2.50, depending on your market. My market, the delivery fee is $2. So instead of getting your $2 for each delivery, you're getting 1 $2 delivery. They're counting it as 1 delivery, even though you're dropping off at 2 different places. And I think that is really borderlining on the illegal. So you're not getting that delivery fee, even though the customer is being charged that delivery fee, and they're paying that delivery fee. So you as a dasher only get 1, even though you're doing 2 different deliveries. That's the first part of this double story. Now, the second part of this double story is the algorithm. And we all talk about the algorithm, and it's obviously changed, and it has changed for the worst, I think. So it tries to marry doubles as much as it can. So what a double might consist of is, I'll give you an example. I had one. It's let's say 5 miles. It's $12, but it's 2 picks and 2 drops. Okay. Seems pretty legit on the face, right? Except for you go and you do these 2 deliveries, but then you see, you've only gotten 1 delivery fee. Okay. And then you see that the closer one that was only like 1.5 miles paid $10. And the second one that you drove all that way for paid $2. So you delivered a no-tip order stacked on top of somebody who actually gave a shit. So that is the company's new strategy to get you to deliver no-tip orders. And I don't like it because you're working twice as hard for about the same money. Now, when I first started door dashing, I've been door dashing for about 3 or 4 years now. When I first started, the delivery fee was $5, and then it's progressively gone down since then. So it is now $2. So when I say we rely on tips, I really mean we rely on tips. I mean, I post regularly my daily earnings, and if you notice, you'll see the Dasher pay is 1/4 of the tips that I collect. So we really do rely on tips. Um, that's the new algorithm and what they're doing to try and get you to take these no tip orders. Now, back to this tiered program and how that kind of ties together. See, they did the two at the same time, and I I've recently started ignoring this tiered system, and I'm gonna kind of go into that a little bit. So the other part of this is that tiered system. So, we've all seen the basic, the silver and the gold, or the silver, the gold, and the platinum. There you go. Whatever it is. Honestly, I don't pay attention because it doesn't really apply. I ignore it. I started ignoring it about a week ago, and I ignored it because I noticed that it was a system of control. They dangle the carrot and you got to chase the carrot. And I'm not a chase the carrot kind of person. I'm a numbers person. I treat my door dashing as I would a business. I am door dashing to make money, and so are you. You're not trying to give away your time. You're not trying to give away your gas. You are in this to make money, and that's the bottom line. So I have criteria that I follow when I accept an order, and I won't go below those criteria no matter what. I don't care if it dings my percentage rate. I don't care how low my percentage rate goes. I don't think it matters. Just because somebody says you're getting better grades of offers when you get to the platinum level doesn't mean it's actually happening. I would like to see empirical evidence that this is actually happening, because I believe that it's a scam. I believe that they're just telling you this to get you to do these no-tip orders because they desperately want you to deliver their food. That is the whole goal of what they're doing. Okay, back to this tiered thing. Sorry, I got off on a tangent. So, tiered stuff. So, the only perk that I see that's worth it for me is the dash anytime, and that's 70%. But I have gotten so accustomed to got a question. So, what's my biggest tip? In Pittsfield, on usually Thursday or Friday, I get a couple of catering orders from a couple. One is from a dispensary. Every Thursday, I can count on it. They order from Honor Roll in Lenox, and they are located in Pittsfield. And I will make the 10-mile drive because their tip is generally about $60. They order a bunch of sandwiches for their staff on Friday, and I can almost count on that like clockwork. And I love those guys because they tip great. The other one is the doctor's office over in the Medical Arts Building in Pittsfield. It's 5th floor. I forget it's like the pulmonary, something like that. Every Friday, they order everybody lunch. And so that's another good catering order that I get. Generally, that one is usually on a Friday, but it's not every Friday. It's usually like every other Friday. So they usually tip me around $35 or $40. And it's usually like 5 lunches. So it's not spectacular to, deliver something like that. It seems pretty easy. So those are my two biggest. I do get large orders. We have Kodo here. So Kodo is a sushi place, and on Friday nights, I get big orders from them all the time. And when you're delivering a Kodo's order, that's like a high-end restaurant. You can count on a $28, $29 tip going like 5 miles. So my advice, if you're just getting into this and you are a DoorDasher, in my area, I hang around the more expensive restaurants. I hang around 99, Applebee's, Chili's, Kodo, Five Guys even, because they are kind of an upper end. I hang around like that. That's usually my hotspot. That's where I hang out. That's my bread and butter hangout, man, because those places, the food prices are kind of high, and it's kind of high quality food. So I generally make better tips on that side of town. If I'm working a lunch, I might go to the other side of town. There's a sandwich place, marketplace. They do a great lunch. And then Hot Harry's, which is like a Mexican place. They're kind of fast foodish, but kind of on the upper tier of fast food. And I can count on them. They do a great lunch too. So when I'm doing lunch, I usually hang out one side of town. And then when I'm doing dinner, I usually hang out on the other side of town. I kind of switch it up around 3:30 or 4. That's kind of how I work things on the daily. And I do treat it like a job. So I do a lunch shift. I'll take a break, eat lunch around 4:30. And then I'll jump back in my truck around 5:30. And I'll do 5:30 to 8:30, 5:30 to 9. So I hope that answers your question on my biggest tip. Okay, so back to this tiered program. So in case you haven't noticed, this tiered program is a reward system. It's not really a reward system. They take it away based on percentage. I honestly am so used to scheduling myself and basically just going about my day that I don't even think about the tiered system. I did for a while. When it first came out, I was like, oh, the tiered system. Now I don't. I've stopped. I've gone back to doing the one thing that I do best. Oh, I cherry pick. Sorry. Wrong slide. Hold on. Let me get to the other slide. Here we go. Cherry picking. And cherry picking. There we go. Cherry picking. So I cherry pick. I don't cherry pick just the large orders, though. I have criteria that I use. And DoorDash doesn't like you cherry picking because you're not taking no-tip orders. And if you're taking no-tip orders, you need to stop wasting your money, wasting your time, and wasting your gas. I'm not going to say anything about no-tippers, but that is generally DoorDash's. This is another person I follow on Facebook, and this is the question here. New tiers or cherry picking? And my thought is I've gone back to cherry picking. So I started back cherry picking. Yeah. So I went back to cherry picking on Monday. I noticed Saturday my percentage went from 75 to 69. And then I came out Sunday and I dashed for 5 hours on Sunday. And I said, I gotta get my percentage rate back up to 70 so I can just dash now. Okay. And I took 5 orders in a row. And I mean, they were crappy ones too. On my 6th order, it was something that was like in Lenox, which is 20-mile one-way trip, and it was not worth it. And I declined it. And you know what? My percentage still went down. My percentage never went up after 6 deliveries. And I think they're manipulating the percentage rate, how it's calculated. I know it's based on your last 100 tips, but I'm pretty sure they're calculating it different. So after I noticed that again, e-bike live, I do not. Oh, yes, I just started live streaming a couple weeks ago. So I just got this. I've had this software forever, and I just decided that on my days off on Tuesdays I would start live streaming. So talking about some DoorDash stuff. I'm talking about the new tiered program. I did have an announcement. If you're into e-bikes, just a note for you, Chocolate Thunder. I just got my first kind of corporate sponsorship. So what's the name of the company? Wow, Highboy. Highboy reached out to me in an email, and we're talking, and I'm going to be reviewing their P6. I'm going to be doing DoorDash deliveries on their P6 for a couple of days and doing a review about it. So check that out. That'll be coming soon. I'm still kind of working out. I've never had to negotiate a rate for filming for somebody, so this is new for me, and I'm kind of fumbling through it. But in general, I don't think I'm going to charge much, and as long as I get the bike out of it, I think that's kind of a fair trade. So that's kind of where I'm at. Okay. So hi, Chocolate Thunder, and thanks, John, for the question. I'm glad somebody's watching me. So I'm probably gonna stay on for a little while longer, probably 20 more minutes. I got a few more things to talk about. So I was talking about cherry picking. Um, Back to my stories. So Monday I went out and I said, my percentage rate was down to 62, and yeah, I know, right? I honestly, it's my first corporate gig, and they reached out to me in an email, and I thought it was fake. I legit was like, oh, this is some whatever. But I checked the email, and it was like media at Highboy, and I was like, oh, sweet. So it's a legit thing. So I'm really excited. I guess I can let the cat out of the bag. So I my scooter took a big dump over the winter. It hit a pothole, and when I say a pothole, I mean a lake that was empty, pretty much. Bent the forks, fucked it all up, and I ended up getting rid of the bike. So that's why you've been seeing videos of me in the truck. Well, I've talked to my partner, and we are working out a deal, and I am going to be getting a new PEV to test out and use on the daily instead of the truck, because the truck really eats the gas. I mean, my truck uses twice as much gas as any other Dasher. And so we're looking at a couple of different things. I'm looking at an electric unicycle. I love them. She's scared of them because I'll kill myself because I love to go fast. I'm looking at a Begode EX30. But I also just got an email about the Cabo Wolf Warrior 11 Pro Plus. That's got like 90-mile range, and that's around the same price. So it's going to be kind of in there, but I am getting a new PEV to do videos while I DoorDash. And I think that'll kick off the high boys. They do have electric scooters, so maybe I'll have them send me a scooter. And then maybe I can have some other PEVs on my channel. I really think that if you're in the city, or even in a moderate city slash non-urban area, I really think you can DoorDash on a bike, an e-bike, or an electric scooter, or an electric unicycle for that matter. Cars are great, but let me tell you why I don't like cars. Because, I mean, I have a big-ass truck. Traffic, right around 3 o'clock, especially in Pittsfield, the traffic is crazy. I mean, you need something you can weave in and out of traffic, something you can hit the bike lane with, something you can go on the sidewalk with. And I think an e-bike, a PEV, or a unicycle is the way to go. So I'm working on that. I hope to have that ordered today or tomorrow. I'm waiting to hear back. I kind of gave her the options, and we're kind of going back and forth on prices because I want to spend about $3,000, and $3,000 is $3,000. So got to make sure it's the right purchase. All right. Anyway, back to percentage rates. Anyway, so I went out Monday. My percentage rate kept going down. No matter how many deliveries I did, my percentage rate never went up. So from that point on, I decided that I would ignore the tiered program and that I would just focus on the quality of delivery offer. And then I schedule myself out just like normal, like I've been doing for 3 years. I was never a top dasher. I think I made top dasher once, and it didn't really impact me. Oh, hold on. Hold on. We got a side conversation going. It's on my bike, but need new brakes for my bike. So, do you need new calipers, or do you just need the pads? The pads are super cheap, man. My Ihura, when I had that, the stock pads wore out in a month, man. I mean, it had hydraulic brakes, but the pads wore super fast. And I got those on Amazon for like $6, man. You just have to figure out which kind they are. I think there's two different kinds. One has like a slot in the middle, and then one is like double slotted. I'm not sure. And then if you have to buy new brakes I don't know if you have an e-bike or regular bike, but e-bike brakes, I mean, are generally about $100. And if they're hydraulic, then you got to learn how to bleed the brakes. And that is honestly something that I wouldn't do. I would literally just take to the bike shop and be like, here, do this. And then once it's done, it's done, I like Uber Eats because they are way more flexible in terms of like what you're using. When I'm on my PEV here in Massachusetts, I try and schedule if I'm going to use, like if I was going to use my bike or my scooter, I would look and see if I could schedule that out, but there was never any slots open. So I would just kind of dash as a car. And then I would just take the short ones. That's how I got around like the DoorDash part. Uber Eats, I feel like they don't really care as long as you're delivering their food. Um, New calipers. Ooh, yeah, that's about $100. eBay, I won't say Amazon is probably your best bet for that. I mean, although I have to tell you, it all depends how long you've had your bike, what brand it is. It might be actually cheaper going through the brand website. I noticed when I was looking through Highboy's website, they had a lot of their parts were listed on there, and they were actually pretty decently priced. I did notice like the Ahura, or not the Ahura, I'm sorry, the P6 for the Highboy P6. If you want an extra battery, it's only $300, and that extra battery is 60 miles. So, like, I feel like for the for the grand you spend for the bike and an extra battery for $1,300, you have a 100+ mile delivery bike. I mean, you can make that back in a couple of weeks. So, that's just my take on e-bikes and range. Calipers, if they're hydraulic, I would definitely bring it into somebody. I can do basic stuff, man. I can do like tire changes on stuff. I'm cool with that. A chain, a sprocket, whatever. But I'm hydraulic stuff. You got to bleed them. You got to. I'm not into that, man. Oh, it's the Ahura Juliet. Oh, okay. If it is the Juliet, so I'm going to give you some advice here. So you get on their website and you click on their customer service. They have like a chat bot or whatever. I'm not sure where you bought your Ahura, if you bought it through their website or if you bought it on Amazon or wherever. But if you go through their website and if you've had your bike for less than a year, I think they'll replace those calipers for free because I think there's a year warranty on it. And if not, I'm sure they would probably discount some parts for you. Just tell them they were crappy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give them because they know they're giving you basic parts. That's kind of one thing like I've learned in like buying e-bikes and PEVs and stuff like that. I usually look at the warranty. I know most e-bikes have a year warranty. The PEV that I'm looking at has a 2-year warranty, but through Alien Rides, they have like their Alien Care, and it's $100 a month, but it covers everything for as long as you own the wheel. It's $100. It's $100 a month. So it's like having insurance, but not having insurance. So if you total the wheel, they'll send you a new wheel. So that's cool that they do that. I really wish that e-bike manufacturers would offer some sort of like extended warranty that you could buy on like a monthly. It's kind of like your iPhone. I pay monthly for my Apple Care. It's like $26. But if I break my phone or shit happens to it, I know I'm covered, and it's pretty cheap. Especially if your bike is the main mode of transportation. You treat it like a car. It's your main gig. All right. Sorry, off on a tangent. Cherry picking. So I started cherry picking again. So will I take those doubles? Yeah, I'll take those doubles. If I can, if I think it's worth it. If I don't think it's worth it, I won't take them. I'm not all about the percentage rate anymore. I don't feel like there is any benefit, I guess. The only benefit I've seen is Dash Now. I haven't seen any difference in orders I'm getting. I still get shitty orders. Even when I'm platinum 80%, I'm still getting shitty orders. So I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about today is this whole... I was trying to tie in the acceptance rate and the tiered program. These two things coupled together is a new mechanism of control. They have us chasing carrots, and then they have us doing double work, basically. So until DoorDash gives me a gas card, pays my maintenance on my vehicle, and pays me a decent wage, I'm not doing those orders. And I think as a DoorDasher, you should ask yourself the same thing. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to do those orders? And the answer is no. Is the percentage rate really worth it? No. Just business as usual. It's just another gimmick what they're trying to use to make you the non-employee subcontractor into a pseudo employee by putting all these controls on you. You know, I already have to uh, schedule myself, right? That's just like a job. The only benefit is if I don't feel like dashing, I just don't. I just hit delete. That's the only benefit I see. But they put all these controls on you, and so it's like, oh, you're not an employee, but it's this benefit, this benefit, this benefit, or we're going to take this away, this away, this away. You know, it's a fine line between employee and 1099. So keep that in mind when you're out there door dashing, because you're in this to make money. You are your own business. Keep that in mind. I guess one last thing I want to leave you. I've been on for about half an hour, and I didn't want to like be on forever on my first Tuesday. I think I talked about the 3 things that I wanted to talk about: cherry picking, this new tiered system, and that acceptance rate. Again, my advice to you as DoorDasher to DoorDasher, because I mean, I see a few DoorDashers out there, but we don't really get to talk. And this is the only way that I can get, I guess, some good information out. And that is, if it doesn't make financial sense, don't do it. Don't do it to build your acceptance rate. Don't do it, because it's really not worth it. I mean, if you rely on Dash Now, then you're going to sacrifice a lot to get that Dash Now. I mean, it's like paying for a Dash Pass. You are going to lose money in pursuing that 70%. You're guaranteed to lose money. For me, when I'm in the truck, I have to be very careful about the orders I take and how far I go, because I mean, my truck gets 15 miles to the gallon. So $3 covers 3 deliveries, 2 deliveries, 3 deliveries. We'll say 3. So for $4 in gas, I need to make at least $12 or $14 when I'm within the truck. Now, when I had the scooter, it didn't really matter as much. And I might talk, that might be my next Tuesday thing. I may talk about PEVs a lot more, and why they are the perfect vessel for doing DoorDash deliveries. If you're a gig worker, you might want to consider picking one up. We had in Pittsfield the last 2 years, we don't have them this year because the company went belly up, but we had bird scooters. And there was actually a kid that would rent a bird scooter to do DoorDash on. And it made financial sense for him to do it. So we'll talk about that next week. Maybe we'll have some news from Highboy. Maybe we'll talk about PEVs. Maybe I'll have my PEV ordered and we can talk about that. I am back on the road tomorrow. I'm doing a long shift. I'm doing a lunch dinner shift. I have my new camera. I don't know if you've seen this thing, but this thing is a beast. So I use this as both my, what do you call it? My action cam and my 360 cam. So I use it in the truck and then I use it while I'm delivering. It's 8K, thing's a beast. So I may touch a little bit more on that as well too, maybe. I don't know. But next Tuesday, stay tuned because we're going to talk about more. I'm going to talk about my week. I'm going to talk about the strategies that I used. And I might try to fit in some DoorDash gig economy news, maybe. This is kind of new to me, this live streaming. So we're going to try to make the most out of it. I have a subscription, so I might as well make the most of it, right? So what else can I say? I think that's it, man. I think I'm going to wrap it up for this time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for Chocolate Thunder. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for the dialogue. John, thanks for the question. I love questions. I love the back and forth, especially in live. I've been dashing, and just to let you know, I mean, I've been dashing for a while now. I mean, I think I'm at about 8,000 deliveries. So I'm a seasoned veteran here. So if you're new and you have questions, I'm happy to answer them as best as I can. So it is 75 degrees here in New England. I am going to try and enjoy the rest of my day. It's 4:33, 3 minutes over. Anyway, stay tuned next Tuesday, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching.